Oh, whoop up up, whoop up up, whoop up, whoop up up, whoop up up. Hello everyone. How's everybody doing? Um, I'm Underbelly. Thank you for coming back. This is my third ever live stream. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on live performance and DJing inside of Ableton. And then in the second half of the live stream, as per usual, we will be doing our track feedback so get psyched. All right, so party people, we're going to go ahead and go over to our live set here, and I just want to make sure that you guys can hear this. You guys getting the computer audio there. Um, okay, so it looks like that's coming through. Wowzers in my trousers. All right, so check it. This is my live performing DJ live set, and you can see here we have two tracks here, Primo and Secondi. These are basically deck A and deck B in a traditional DJ set. So traditional DJ, you have a turntable or a deck on the left, mixer, and then a turntable or deck on the right, and he mixes between the two in his Beat Bop DJ live set. So this is a live set I created for Chami. I opened for Chami recently. He's the man. He's actually a big fan of the channel. Shout out to Chami. And you'll notice that in each of these decks here, I have a fuck ton of tracks. And I've actually labeled each track with the BPM. So I have the BPM in the actual track title here, in this case 156. And I've warped them all prior to dropping them into the live set here. So all of these are warped accurately. You'll see they all have this one warp marker here, and they all have this BPM number here. In this case 140. So with this information, I have the speed of the track, the BPM here, and I can use that information to kind of mix between the tracks, going from deck B to deck A and then back to deck B again. So in addition to that, I just have a couple very simple controls here. So I'm just going to press play on this track over here just by triggering it on my computer keyboard. Notice that the track is playing, and then I have a couple effects here kind of on this return track for deck B. You'll notice that if I twist this knob here, you'll start to get into this funky ping pong delay freeze, nice little audio effect there. And then in addition to that, I have an EQ so I can take out the low end here. And I've mapped these both to knobs on my MPD32. And that's literally all the effects that are happening here on deck B. And I have the exact same copy on deck A. So if I wanted to do the same thing with the I can take out the bass, which you guys can see on deck Q3, gain lows minimize. I can bring it back. And then once again, I can do that washed out, echo out effect. Wowzers. Over here on the master, I have a limiter. Just to make sure that it goes above 70 dB. That's all the effects that I have on my live DJ set. It's very, very simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix between Ivy Lab, so this track by Ivy Lab, into Blindfold Vasectomy. And while I'm doing that, you'll notice that I'll be changing the BPM value up here on the upper left corner. I've mapped a fader to the BPM value so I can actually control that on the fly. And because all of these tracks are warped, they will automatically sync to the master BPM. Wowzers. So let's just go ahead and trigger this clip here. You'll also notice that I have a red box around some of these clips, which I can move up and down. This is a live remote script. It allows me to trigger these clips using the pads on my MPD32. So check it. We're going to mix between Ivy Lab into Blindfold Vasectomy. Looks like Blindfold's actually at 186 BPM, so I'm going to write that down. start around 75. Slowly raise it. Tasty. It's quite wet. And then of course, let's see, where's my underbelly sound? What's the cut?
Underbelly.
Ah, there he is.
Underbelly. Underbelly.
Oh, yes. Let this play out a little bit more. On my levels here. Check. I'm gonna lower the volume of my desktop. Cool. Is that a better volume for you guys? Alright, so I'm gonna mix into Blindfold. Alright. Cool, so I'm just gonna mix into the next track here. Let me make sure the volume's less shitty. Alright, wonderful. So I'm gonna take the bass out of Ivy Lab and slowly bring the bass in on Blindfold. And I'm also gonna raise the BPM here. Oh, what the cuck? What happened to the track? Oh, there it is. So now both are being mixed at once. And then I faded out Alex Perez. And now we're hearing just Blindfold. Wowzers. Ho 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 ho! Ha ha ha! Okay, so check it. Cool, so wowzers, you're all familiar with that banger. Here's the situation. So you'll notice that if you take a listen to Blindfold Vasectomy, the second half of the track is at a completely different BPM than the first. It slows way the fuck down for this highly brutal drop here. And to compensate for that, because everything has to be synced to the master BPM on the upper left corner here, I've actually kind of labeled the scenes here with the actual desired BPM, so that if you actually type in some random BPM number, say 90 BPM, the scene marker will actually turn orange, so that whenever you actually click on that scene marker, the master BPM will jump to that tempo. So it'll automatically jump to 174 if I press this, as you can see here. So this is a very useful tool to make sudden changes in BPM jumps. Quite tasty. Wowzers. So I'm going to continue playing this. I'm going to mix into the next track by Where Is Alex. So let's see what we can do here. Beautiful. So I'm slowly fading in the next track here. Right now the bass is completely cut out, and then I'm going to replace that bass very slowly, as you can hear. I'm also going to lower the BPM and fade out Blindfold. Wowzers. And now we are in the Where's Alex territory. Haha! Got you there. Okay, wowzers. So that's pretty much the gist of my live DJ set. You guys have any questions? Um, by the way, shout out to Michael C. Hall, otherwise known as Dexter, for providing that vocal sample for me. You know, people say I look like Dexter. And now I can be him, and he can be me, and do as I wish. You know, my next goal after Michael C. Hall is to maybe get Matt Damon involved. Matt Damon sucks at producing, but hopefully he can, come through with a nice vocal sample or two. So now that we've kind of taken care of the live set here, for the DJ side of things, all it is just going between these two tracks. DJing is really easy. Now we're going to transition to my loop hub, and this is where I'm able to perform the live looping stuff you guys saw in the Silks and Safe Place videos. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how this live set is constructed. So check it. If we just press play, you'll hear my annoying ass click track, which we can see over on the drum side here, and then a nice soft blanket. And the blanket is just there to provide a nice warm ambiance for our listeners here. Similar to the previous live set, I've mapped a fader to the master BPM here, which you can see, so that as I push up, the speed of the click track increases. And the click track is my baby, so it's what allows me to kind of keep time with all these loops here. Wowzers. So you notice that on my drums track here, I just have a bunch of empty clips. They're all identical. The first three of each four are in 4/4, and they have no drums on there. And whenever I want to do a 6/4 loop, I already have a drum pattern essentially built in there. 6/4 meaning the loop, instead of having 4 beats per measure, it will have 6. And that's what kind of creates that. So that's what creates that feel. But for the most part, I'm sticking on that 4/4. Okay, wowzers. So now I have my keyboard hooked up, and I'm able to do some fun stuff there as well. Playing some nice, pretty chords for you and your lady. Oh, yes. Oh. Okay, wowzers. So let's say I had a sick idea for a loop here. All I have to do is just press a pad on my MPD32, which I've mapped to this white circle here. What the white circle does if you press it is it just automatically starts recording to whatever track you have armed in the session view. So I have the Rhodes track armed, hence why it immediately started recording there. But the nice thing is that it can record to as many different tracks that you have armed. So let's say I armed the Rhodes and the bass track. So now both of these tracks are armed, which you can see by these red buttons right here. If I click this one more time, both of those tracks will start recording. And whenever I want to, let's say, play some amazing stuff there, I can just hit that same button again, and it'll start looping over itself. And because the global quantization is on, all these loops will be forever in divisions of half notes. So I can't actually fuck up too much, because these loop sizes will never be so uneven that they'll be completely out of time. So, oh, wowzers. Okay, let's say I wanted to record the Sick Rhodes loop. Press that button. It's amazing. Well, what if I just thought of something more amazing and didn't want this to start looping over itself? I can actually press the new button, which is directly to the right of that records to session button, and that'll automatically select the next empty clip here so that I can start recording again immediately. So I'm recording, it's amazing. But I just thought of something more, even more miraculously amazing. So I'm just gonna press the new button. It'll automatically stop recording that previous clip and select the next empty one. So I'm able to do this now. Okay, wowzers. So all of a sudden, we have this nice loop here. And so what I've done now is that I've unarmed the Rhodes track, I've armed the drums, and now I can start triggering these drum hats that I've set on this drum rack here, and I can start recording myself playing a nice little fancy drum loop. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and arm the drum rack. I'm going to press the record to session button. It's just going to start overdubbing onto this click track, and I'm just going to start playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And wowzers. So all of a sudden that's recorded to this drum rack here. And I can incorporate all kinds of fun fancy effects, so I can do kind of a fade to gray just by twisting that knob. I can also do kind of a dub delay effect by twisting another knob. Wowzers in my trousers. And all these effects are living actually on my master track. So you'll notice that I have the fade to gray actually disabled right now. So what that's I have a knob mapped so that when I turn it to the right, the actual effect turns on, as well as the fade button. So that way, when I have the knob turned all the way to the left, the effect is not on. There's no danger of fading to gray unintentionally. And then to the right of that, I have the frozen smear, which is responsible for that reverb effect. And then finally, to the right of that, I have a beat repeat, which I can trigger just by pressing another pad on my controller. And then pressing again. What I have triggered there is the repeat function, just this repeat button right here. And I can actually change the rate of the repetition by messing with the grid size. Wowzers. This is better than the actual thing. You know, I could do this all day. And then finally I have one more knob mapped to the pitch decay so that it actually descends in pitch. And we can bring it back up. Oh, up, no, back down. No, let's go to sleep now. Maybe let's add some frozen smearing. Wowzers. And that's the sum of all the effects on this live looping track. All I have are the fade to gray, which is once again that dub delay effect, the frozen smear, which is the reverb effect, and then finally the beat repeat effect. And that's all folks. And then finally, actually I have two more effects. Where did they go? They're just the filters. So once again, kind of taking out the low end, as we did with the DJ live set, bringing it back, and then also filtering down using this auto filter right here. I've just mapped the frequency knob. And then once again, we have Curtis over here just kind of gluing the whole thing together. He's an alcoholic. I like to put him to work so he doesn't get distracted and start hitting on little boys named Derek. Filtering down, and then filtering back up. Okay, so wowzers, I have this amazing Rhodes loop and the drum, so now I'm going to go ahead and incorporate some bass and bleep loops. So just to quickly review, all my tracks start from left to right and they sound like this. So drums first, then we have the Rhodes, we have the bass, the saw, really annoying and buzzy. Then the bleep. And finally the dev. And then we have our blanket over here. So these are all the tracks that I'm going to be using for this live loop sesh. I try not to have too many more because I get confused by big numbers. So that's why I try to limit it to as few tracks as possible. And if you ever do some live looping yourselves, you just keep it simple, stupid. All right, let's move on. I'm going to add the next layer. And for this, I'm going to arm both the bass and the bleep at the same time so that I'm actually able to play both. Alright, cool. Wowzers. And I can add some fun beat repeat stuff. So let's record the next layer. And all I had to do was hit that record session button to end the recording. So now I have to go ahead and quickly switch to the next section. So I'm going to arm the bass and the saw there. I'm going to hit the new button so that the bass stops playing. Mute the drums. Fade out the dev. On to the next section. Record that. Overdub. Beat repeat. Reverb. Take that shit out. Bring back the Rhodes. Maybe fade out the kind of synths there. I'm gonna start overdubbing on the Rhodes. Take out the drums. It's now my time to shine. Add a little reverb there. Wow. Well, it's quite romantic. I want Matt Damon to hold me, but all I have are my own two hands. Shout out to Michael C. Hall. That was for you. So that basically sums up the live looping setup here. And my eventual goal would be to kind of integrate this into the more traditional DJ setup, which I opened the live stream with. So I have, this kind of preliminary tracks track. Ideally, I would have both deck A and deck B in here so that I can just kind of move my red box of death here over to the right. Let's see if we can make that happen. There we go. And I'm able to trigger the tracks over here and have them all sync to the live clock as well. So that's the goal, party people. Thank you for watching. Do you have any questions about about what just happened there? Christian, I am your father. Let's see what else they have. What headphones are they? So these headphones are the Ultrasone DJ1 Pro. Ableton Bridge and Serato Live. I've had great things. Live stream of your internet setup. Um, let's see what else we have here. This track is like if Tennyson fucked the Fez soundtrack. That's highly accurate. And in fact, actually, I was inspired to do the live looping stuff. Um, hold up. What the fuck is wrong with my internet? So it looks like Comcast is really not happy with me and my career choice. So that's why they're single-handedly probably throttling my internet connection because they want more money out of me. So we have to go ahead and go ahead and show them who's boss by protesting. Um, Natasha, what's my name? It's Underbelly. I mean, it's obvious. Okay. So my connection is terrible, which is unfortunate. I'm sorry. Um, okay. Let's see. What else are people saying there? Um, too quiet. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So now that I've kind of drilled down my live setup and that there doesn't seem to be any questions there, we're just going to go on with the track feedback section of the show. I'm going to turn up the desktop audio. How is this for a good sound? Is that adequate? Let's try messing with that. Um, advanced audio properties. Alright, how's that audio, by the way, everyone? Did I fix the issue? Louder? Justin says louder. Sounds good. Thumbs up. Alright, great. And we can still hear my keyboard, all that good stuff. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to do the live feedback once again. So if you want to send your track over, please go to djunderbelly@gmail.com. Just send it over. Oh, a tad bit quieter, so let's go. Whoop. See, the thing is with this OBS shit, it's not very nice. So let's go ahead and actually edit that one more time. I'm gonna put it at 1500. Let's actually do 1200. Okay, how's that audio? Is that reasonable? Reasonable level there. Good. Reasonable. Half as loud. Boost my voice. Okay. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to open up the advanced audio properties. We're going to put it to 1000. And we're just going to leave it at that. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to open up my email right now. I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to randomly select somebody's track to roast. And if you would like to get your track roasted, please don't hesitate to send it over to djunderbelly@gmail.com. Okay, Tom's. So Tom, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up. Tom's is a very fine young man. He's actually a student of mine. Unfortunately, he decided to send me a WAV file. Hopefully it loads. Let's go ahead and take a listen. My internet might be too inadequate, but let's try. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty inadequate. For future reference, guys, if you could send me an MP3 or a SoundCloud link. Alright. So that's, it's not happening. I'm just going to download that. I'm going to save it for later. I want to go back to my inbox real quick. Cox, I'm going to listen to you. So let's go ahead and see if my internet will be capable enough for this section of the show. Come on, Cox. Come through for me. Come through for Daddy. All right. Turn up my voice a little bit. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this download. Holy shit. Cox, that was amazing. Very good. Unfortunately, I was a bit distracted with my internet issues to give it my full and divided attention. But an awesome arrangement, great instrumentation. I felt the mix, the drums could probably pop out a little bit more. I'm not sure what you're using on your master, but try not to limit it or compress too hard. You might risk losing some of the important transients that are really going to be responsible for that punch in your gut, brother. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Cox, that was great. Thank you for sending. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. Chaos, chaos. I think I've already done you. I'm gonna go to Binchi. Once again, um, I encourage you guys to send me SoundCloud links so I don't have to download anything. My internet is terrible as is. Um, let's see if this actually works. Um, holy cock. Holy cock. What the cuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let's move on. That didn't work. Nikita, Thanksgiving. Let's see if this works. No. You know, Comcast is really not happy with me today. Um, Beat Review, H3H3 Productions, EDM Trap. This looks like it's on the internet. So maybe this might work. Cool. Let's give it a shot, party people. Holy cock. Alright, H3H3 Productions, Remix, EDM Trap, produced by Stress. This thumbnail is very promising. Let's go ahead and click it and see if it works. There we go. Ooh, this is tough. Yikes.